Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Valoramous, and I'm coming at you from Ubud on the island of Bali, Indonesia today. And I wanted to give you a quick talk today on why you should avoid releasing with record labels in the C and D category, and maybe avoid releasing with record labels in the B category. Now, before I delve into this topic, I would like to define the 5 types of record labels. And those are the A+ record label, the A record label, the B level record label, the C level record, and then the D level record label. Now, the A+ record label, those are the big 3 or 4 record labels. That's Sony, Universal, and Warner Music. These record labels have a higher propensity to vault your career to the upper echelon, to possibly the Billboard Hot 100. The next category of record labels, the A-level category, and these are record labels that are generally regarded as at the top of their sub-industry. So for example, if you want to produce in future bass, or you want to produce and release music on record labels in the big room genre, you need to find those A-level record labels, those that are the most respected record labels in that subgenre niche. Now, releasing tracks with these record labels will put you in close proximity to other top-level producers or artists or musicians in these subgenres, and then you can use that as a stepping stone to continue to release music and build your brand within this record label and within those niche genres. Now, I highly recommend that you do consider the contracts and the offers from these record labels, because these record labels, they can help you build a following, they can help you market and promote you as an artist. You will see a return on investment, unlike the B, C, and D level record labels. Now, the B level record label, this is a maybe. The B level record label will have some sort of pull that you will not normally be able to do as an independent artist. So for example, they may have a big YouTube channel, they may have an organic email subscriber list, they may have a big Spotify playlist presence, they may have a big SoundCloud presence. There's something there that gives them some pull that you would not be able to normally do as an independent artist. So you should strongly consider these record labels for release, but you still may at the end of the day want to retain total control of all your royalties, and this is the master copyright and the publishing royalties. This is the gray area right here. You need to take this on a case-by-case basis, but you need to study the record labels. Now, one tip that I have for you is to contact other artists that released with that record label and find out their experience. This is similar to contacting someone that maybe wrote a review on a restaurant in town. You contact that person, or you find a friend or family member that attended that restaurant and you obtained their review, and this may give you the real experience on what it is like to release with that record label. Now, I'm not going to define exact concrete examples of B-level record labels, but these record labels will make an honest effort to promote you. They will make an honest effort to market you. They will produce social media content. They will produce real-size videos. They will help you with Spotify pre-save campaigns. They will create the album artwork. They will package the release, and they will generally have no funny business. This is a fair exchange of value, because they are putting in real time and effort to market and promote you as an artist, and they're going to have some sort of pull that you may not normally be able to attain. So for example, maybe they have a cult following on this B-level record label, or say, for example, the B-level record label is a one-man show, but that guy is really trying to develop his artist. I do recommend that you strongly consider releasing with these record labels, even though they don't have as much sway or pull as the A-level record label, and they're not as widely known or recognized in that subgenre niche. You should still consider releasing with these record labels, because they can help you develop as an artist in order to get to the A-level record label. So now that we've defined 3 to 5, I want to pause right here. Those record labels that I just described, those are the ones that you should consider for release, and especially the first 2. Now, the big 3 or 4, Sony, Universal, Warner Music, I would strongly consider releasing with those record labels, unless they're going to retain an overwhelmingly high abundance of your royalties. Then you may want to decline. But this is where leverage is such a big deal when it comes to the music business and the music industry, because if you have the leverage as the artist, like you built up a cult following or a loyal following as an independent artist, examples include Chance the Rapper and rapper Russ. then you will have leverage in this negotiation with these major record labels. The A-level record labels, I would strongly recommend that you release with these record labels because they will be able to put you in close proximity with these other big name artists in your chosen subgenre. They will have a large listener base that will also immediately tune into your track, and this will help you grow as an artist in terms of followers and also streams and monthly listeners. Now, the fourth category of record label is the C-level record label. These record labels do nothing. What these record labels will do is they will try to sign as many tracks as possible with the goal of never paying out royalties to these artists, because you're probably never going to break the $25 or $50 US dollar threshold for what it takes in that contract for that record label to pay you out. So what they're trying to do is just scrape off a few dollars from this artist, a few dollars from this artist, a few dollars from this artist, retain control of the master, and then never pay out the artist so they still make a profit. They're going to input the bare minimum when it comes to work into promoting you as an artist. They're not going to have a loyal subscriber or fan base. They're going to create basic album artwork. They will probably not even create a visualizer video, a reel size video, a YouTube size video. They may, but if they do, they're not going to have the followers or the subscriber base on YouTube or Spotify in order to help market and promote you as an artist. So I would recommend that you pass on this record label. Now, they're not an outright fraud like the last category that we're about to get into, but at the end of the day, they are a bit deceptive because you as the independent artist think that you're going to be able to enhance your following or enhance your reach, and that's simply not the case. These record labels will just take from you as the artist. They will do the bare minimum when it comes to promotion and marketing, if anything at all. They will release your track, so effectively they behave like a distributor, and you're left there signing over control of the master copyright to this C-level record label that at the end of the day, you're probably not going to have a relationship with for the long term. So I'd recommend you pass on this record label, and it takes some research and investigation to know if this is a C-level record label, but you will know. Here's some clues. Check the artists that have released with this record label. If they are only obtaining 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 streams, or not even breaking the coveted 1,000 stream threshold on Spotify to when Spotify will actually show your stream count, I'd recommend you pass. If they are releasing tracks every day, if they are releasing tracks every other day, and they just have a large volume of releases, this is also another indicator that this is a C-level record label. You could also contact other artists that have released with them and find out their experience. If they've never received a dime from royalties, or if there was no marketing plan, no promotion plan, and no advanced reach or exposure to that artist, I would consider passing, because this is most likely a C-level, what I like to call do-nothing record label. And now let's get into the fifth and final category, and this is the scam record labels. The scam record labels absolutely will take your money, and they're not going to give you anything back. What these record labels will do is they will try, these are examples, they will try to encourage you to sign up for this online platform of other like-minded artists on this record label for a monthly fee, a subscription fee. They're trying to get you to buy into like their mentorship program, whatever it is. They may have you pay a one-time flat fee of $50, or they may have you pay a one-time flat fee plus like a monthly fee of $15 per month. This record label is a scam because they're going to take your money under the guys that are developing you, but then they're not going to give much back to you, and they're going to generally be shady throughout this whole process. Other examples might be a record label that wants to sign your track, and then they're going to try to retain an overwhelming majority of the royalties, both the publishing and the master copyright. You should never surrender publishing copyrighted royalties. Publishing equals songwriting equals composition. You as the songwriter wrote that track. The record label didn't do anything. They didn't write that song, so never surrender these publishing copyrighted royalties. If the record label tries to obtain your publishing or songwriting or composition copyrighted royalties, this is probably a C-level, but it could be a D-level record label scam, and they are trying to retain more control than they are owed. Now, another example is a record label that will want to sign your track, but then they will say that they want you to pay them 50, 60, 70 US dollars in order to conduct a one-time master. Now, you as the artist or the producer or the musician, you most likely either outsourced and created a master on your own, or you created the master yourself, which means you know what you're doing. So why would you go to this record label to obtain a master for $50, $60, or $70? Now, I'm not going to name names here, but I've seen examples of record labels that have done exactly this. This is a scam. So scam record labels will try to take your money. They will try to take your publishing copyrighted royalties, or they will try to have you pay money, a fee for questionable or shady or quackish mastering services or mixing services or straight up promotion services. They may have you pay a fee for the cost of doing business to release your track through a distributor or to create the album artwork because it's their labor. Now, if they are signing your track, that means they like the track. So if the record label genuinely likes the track, that means they should be investing money to commercialize that song. And if they don't do that, then they're either a C-level record label or a D-level record label if they're trying to take your money, which means they're a scam. So avoid the C-level and avoid the D-level record labels and you'll be fine. I would strongly consider the first three categories as long as it's a fair deal. A fair deal means you retain the publishing copyrighted royalties, and then the master, you may surrender 50%. Now, if you're going to the A+ record label categories, Sony, Universal, Warner Music, their terms may look a bit different, but at the end of the day, I firmly believe it should be a 50-50 exchange in the master copyright, because the record label is going to have some skin in the game. They are going to market your track. They are going to promote the track. They should be spending money and then time and effort to create branding videos, to market your track, to push your track to Spotify playlists, to radio stations, to DJs, etc. So if they're doing that, then it is worth it for you as the independent artist to allow them to commercialize the music and then retain 50% of those master copyrighted royalties, because at the end of the day, you probably don't have all this time when your time can be better spent producing other music. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the 5 types of record labels and why you should try to retain control for your publishing and your master copyrighted royalties as much as possible. And you should only surrender these royalties after careful research and analysis. Avoid the C-level do-nothing record labels and avoid the D-level scam record labels and you'll be fine. Consider the B-level record labels and then strongly read the contract on the A and A-level record labels. But know that these record labels, they do carry some weight because they do have a proven model, they have a proven fan base, and that you will receive exposure even if it's a little bit of a lopsided deal. So again, there you have it. If you think I'm forgetting anything, please leave those in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.
3, 2, 1, lose it.